This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1103, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, our managing editor, downtown, Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And in LA, Derek's out again today, so he gets the moniker artist, producer, mogul from Social Club Misfits. It's Marty.
What up? Remember that, guys? No.
You're still trying to find your intro.
I'm trying to find my thing right now. I'm trying.
And that's not it.
I'm trying something different.
Yeah, I need to find his intro. He needs to find his greeting. That's not it.
That was a bad choice. 10 years too late.
I appreciate the workshopping. Hey, guys, I'm going to jump right in here because I have a situation that I want some feedback on because as Cameron knows, I had a home situation. I'm still trying to get renovated, and I was looking at my wife went to a floor store. Okay, and even if you're not in the home renovation game, I think people can relate to being in this situation. She goes to the floor store. Or Brian, like what we've landed on is like a vinyl type of material. Long story short, you can buy them at different level of thicknesses, and that thicknesses determines sort of the price of the square footage, right? And so she's looking at a couple samples. The samples come in like 4 millimeter or like 7 millimeter, and there's a big price difference in between. So my wife asked the guy, who she said was a pretty young guy, can you tell me the primary benefits of having the thicker one, which we're talking 3 millimeters here. And she said, the guy without even flinching said, well, some people like the way the thicker one feels on their feet, which is very odd because I don't see how that would make it feel any different. And my wife goes, well, what do you mean? Like, how does it feel different? He goes, well, the thicker is warmer. Okay. And so my wife says, how does that work? He goes, well, it's not as far from the ground. Just with a supreme confidence. Okay. And she was like, I'm sorry, but I'm paying the extra cost because it's going to keep my feet warmer walking on it because it's further from the ground. And she said, the guy just looked right at her and he goes, I'm sorry, that's not true. And I don't know why I said it.
That's a good salesman right there. I love that.
Okay, so my wife is way nicer than me because I would have. Oh man, that would have been the start of a very long conversation with this guy. So then she asks the guy. She just ignores it and lets it go. She doesn't like awkwardness. I do. Okay, like she caught the guy just trying to wing it. And to be fair, the guy almost had her. She was like, I mean, I guess, but it doesn't really. We're in a cross space anyway. And plus, how does 3 millimeters hold in? Let extra heat. Really, it makes no sense. So anyway, the guy was just totally making it up. So then she's like, well, what would you recommend for a home? And she described our home. And the guy goes, well, do you have any kids? And she's like, yeah, I have 2. And again, we're trying to figure out where this is going here. Like, why is he? And he's like, how old are they? Whoa. She was like, they're 10 and 7. He goes, okay, 10 and 7. That means a lot of time at school. And let me guess, they spend a lot of time in their bedrooms, which won't have this flooring, meaning it won't get as much wear and tear. She's like, no, they're never spend time in their rooms. They're in the living room all the time. Like, why would you just assume they're in the bedrooms? He's like, well, I was going to recommend the thicker given the kids situation. And she was like, you know what? I think I'm good without assistance here. Now, let me ask you this, okay? Because this guy's out here trying to hustle. He's out here trying to sell floors. He's trying to upsell. He's trying to upsell to the thicker, even though he clearly has no idea what the benefits are or what the use case is for either of these flooring samples. All right? Do you appreciate this guy's hustle, or are you aghast by it? Because when she came by, I was like, I gotta go and meet this guy. And I'm going to ask him all kinds of technical flooring questions that he clearly is in no way equipped to answer, just to see how casually he answers it. Because I appreciate the hustle. No, hearing that story, what is your guys' take on this guy?
He shouldn't be working there. That's a woman. But
I appreciate the hustle. I mean, who among us hasn't been in a situation where we had to lie and pretend like we were an expert on something?
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. And he couldn't make it. And he owned up to that. So I got to respect that he knows his fallings. Yeah, he definitely needs a new career though. Like this is not going to last long.
I disagree. Put him at Dunder Mifflin. Let him sell paper. Let him sell whatever. Like, I think it was just that his lie made no sense. Like, if he had just thought through some lies that would because honestly, I might have believed him. My wife is smarter than me. I'd be like, I would have come home and be like, Dana, we got to get the warmer one. We got to get the one that's further from the earth.
Like, I can say so many things that honestly are straight up lies, but I say it confidently. People believe me. That's the key.
He was a human version of an uninformed person on Twitter stating like a passionate political opinion. Well, 67% of immigrants actually do, you know what I mean? Like, you have no idea, do you? You have zero idea what you're talking about, do you?
He's my aunt on Facebook telling everybody that Trump is still president right now and that the election 1977-6 something like that. I'm like, no one's tracking you. You work at Old Navy. Like what's going on here with the that government. But I do think that once he would have been like, honestly, I'm lying, I would have been like, bro, you're hilarious, but you cannot help me now.
Yeah.
But you're hilarious.
I would have been like, you know what? I'm going with a thicker sample. Congrats on the commission, homie, because you had me, man. I would have welcomed people in my home being like, feel how warm this floor is? I got the 7mm. Okay. I paid an extra $2 a square foot to get the 7. Take the socks off. You got to feel it in the winter
take
time.
Off your shoes.
We got so much real estate. Those extra 3mm.
Yeah.
You got to
take
feel
off
it.
your shoes and you walk in, please. This
does remind me. I actually had an interesting sale interaction the other day that I'm still thinking about. I was grocery shopping the other day, walk out, right up front of the door are 2 precious little Boy Scouts with their little uniforms on and maybe 4 teeth between them because they're like 7 years old. And they have a sign that they clearly wrote themselves because it was misspelled. And they were like, do you want to buy something from us today? And I was in a good mood. It was Sunday. I felt like being a good Samaritan. So I was like, sure, what are you guys selling? So I walk over to the table. They are selling popcorn. Different flavors. They gave their little spiel, and the dad makes a joke about like, really, you're investing in their future. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I'll buy 1 bag of white cheddar popcorn. Tell me why, as I'm handing the card to the father to swipe it, he takes my card and goes, by the way, it's $25. I'm so sorry.
What?
$25 for 1 bag of white cheddar popcorn? Yeah,
how
that I could have easily walked back inside and gotten for like $3.
How big was the popcorn?
It's like that.
Let me grab
the
it
telemarketing show
Please
on
grab
HBO.
It. We need like, this is our Jimmy Kimmel where they bring the something to show, like the guest has to show I need the one that's like Publix.
I haven't opened it yet
the
because
one that
I'm still mad.
Bends. Let's see this.
I can't believe you went through with it. I would have been like, whoa,
are you kidding
$25
me?
for that?
If you're not Lay's potato chip bag of popcorn.
Yeah, that's it.
And he apologized as he was ringing you up.
This much is air, of course. Yeah, he did apologize twice. Because I think he recognized that he was technically robbing me. But I looked at that table as he was swiping my card because I was like, you did not give me any warning that this was $25.
I would be like, no, I'm good. It
was like, honestly, if the kids weren't like staring at me with like sad eyes and no teeth, I probably would have been like, dude, seriously, come on. Like,
you would have turned to Michael Jordan.
Have you guys been watching that telemarketing docuseries on HBO? It's basically like the same thing. If you say things with enough confidence and just breeze by the facts, people will give you money. The whole premise of the show is these guys who worked at this telemarketing place back in like early 2000s. Were calling people on behalf of what they said was like a charity to provide stuff for like police officers or firefighters or whatever. And, but they would talk in a way that they act like they were police officers, and had this whole sales pitch and how if they put this sticker on their back of their card to show that they supported the police, it might just get them out of their next ticket or whatever. And then, but the thing is, their company was keeping like 85% of the donations. Yeah, 90% of the donations. And it was this big scam, but it's the same principle here with the Boy Scouts. It is no different than what they did to you.
Huh?
Can you take a bite of it on air? Can you tell us if it's even good?
I haven't opened it yet because every time I see it, I just get angry.
I would be angry too, yeah.
And I'm like, I got to make this last for like 6 months because I just invested in this. My thing is,
try it. Tell if it's good. Tell if this is any good.
It better be the best popcorn I've ever had in my life. I just don't understand. Like, I need a price breakdown of why it's $25 because it's like, I get that it's for Boy Scouts and stuff. Just ask me for $25 next time. Like, because now I'm just annoyed that I paid paid for a bag of popcorn. And it's like, well, I didn't. I paid $3 for the popcorn and $22 is going to the Boy Scouts. That's fine. Just tell me that up front. Don't already have my card in hand and say, by the way, that's $25. Girl Scouts are only like, what, $6-7? $7
No, they're expensive now. Now the cookies I just bought, they were like $10.
Okay, but still,
the cookies
a
are
box
getting more
of cookies,
expensive
which
too.
is still insane. But like a whole box of cookies that are like unique flavors, at least. This is white cheddar popcorn. I could have made this at home.
And I just looked it up, Emily. You know that 70% goes to them. That's why it's so expensive.
Well, where is the other 30% going?
I don't know, because it looks like everyone's saying the first question, so you should Google it. Why is Boy Scout popcorn $25? Because it's thought of as donation to local scouts and individual scouting careers. Nah, I'm good. I'd rather give the $1 to the kid selling the candy bars who has like a helmet. He's not even a part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Like the Atlanta boys who sell water. I'll give you $1 because you're really going to get off the street. These Boy Scouts, $25 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
For some popcorn. This is like Ear One. You guys know about Ear One in LA? It's like Kylie Jenner and like all the famous people get their shakes there. Like that's what I expect there.
Yeah.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. We won't be scamming anybody out of $25, I promise. Beth Moore joins us. You don't want to miss that. Also, at the end of the show, we have a record-breaking game. You don't want to miss that either. But stay tuned right now. Up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers. The song is I Used to Be Fun. Oh, it's Jesse's theme song.
Oh,
dang. Out of nowhere. Didn't even need to take that shot.
Wow, catching strays out here.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. All right, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, I was attracted to this story because I don't know if you guys saw at the Toronto International Film Festival, they're premiering a documentary about Nickelback called Hate to Love. And it's about Nickelback. And it's about people, how they made their career as the most hated band in the world. And they actually performed up in Toronto around the festival. I'm nervous to see the film for obvious reasons to longtime listeners of the show, because we conducted a stunt on this show to raise money.
Emily and Marty know about this.
Back in the day, the members of this podcast, I happen to be the one that actually did the stunt, but I think of it as a team effort.
Concocted it was a solo effort.
Now that legal is over, you can talk about it.
I listened to Nickelback for a week straight without interruption in an effort to raise money for charity, and it accidentally went viral.
It went international news. Like he was on the radio in Sydney, London papers were covering
Entertainment Tonight, our good friends at MTV. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. So I saw that this movie,
because the psychological torture of having to listen to Nickelback 24 hours a day for a week straight.
Wait, Jesse,
raised a
were
lot
you
of money
asked to
for
be a part of this
charity
documentary? Because it doesn't feel like an accurate documentary if you weren't.
No, because Nickelback actually was. They got wind of it about 3 days into the challenge. It got kind of ugly and weird, and they didn't like it.
No way.
And,
well, they were touring in Australia, and so a Sydney radio station morning zoo crew show called Jesse, had Jesse on to talk about this stunt, and then had Chad Kroeger
That's rough.
to confront Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it was a
happened?
whole ugly
So
situation.
are you the most hated person by the most hated band?
No, I told them I would come on. I told them I would come on, but I actually called Cameron and the guys at the office because I was like, "Look, guys, here's the situation." They were like, "They're gonna have me." I went on because I wanted to promote the challenge for charity, but I was like, "When Chad Kroger comes on, I'm you guys take me off because I cannot not be all in on this, okay? Like, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to say...
Confidence, baby,
because that would
confidence.
ruin the joke, right? That would ruin the whole joke. But I know it would get confrontational, and that's not what I wanted. But there was no way I was going to apologize. Like, I wanted it had... If I did, it would no longer be funny. But I didn't want to, like, get in a fight with the lead singer of Nickelback on our Australian morning radio. I don't want to create an international incident here, okay? So, but anyway, I knew they didn't love it. So I kind of been thinking about this all week because I really want to see this Nickelback movie just to see if it's referenced at all.
They say that a hero could save us. You know, that plays in the background with Jesse's face. Not gonna stand.
His wife
in the
made him
way.
sleep in another part of the house because she couldn't handle
literally-
Wait,
Nickelback
so you like
playing
had
as
it
they
playing while you
slept
were
at
like
night.
sleeping?
24/7.
24/7,
Wow.
uninterrupted.
Did you see a
Wow.
psychiatrist before or after this to just like study the psychological damage?
Kind of like what's the documentary where you eat McDonald's nonstop and he measured his body before?
This is your
per line,
supersize me. Yeah.
This was, and arguably, this did more damage to me than the McDonald's
Clogging
did
your
for him.
arteries, yeah.
Yeah, you're physically you can recover mentally and
This is
spiritually.
worse than
You know,
supersize me. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But anyway, I came across this story and it caught my interest because it was a story of someone named James Romulotis, who achieved something, and he raised money for the New England Center and Home for Veterans, two great organizations, I'm sure. But really, once I dug into the story, this is not a story about accomplishing something great and raising money for charity. This is a story about righting an outrageous wrong, okay? For a long time, James held the Guinness World Record for the most consecutive jumps on a pogo stick. All right? He held that he held the record for
once.
This was over 88,000. This was 11 hours.
8,800.
Which honestly,
8,800. Right?
Wow.
Or is it
Oh,
88?
no, the previous record was 88,000.
Oh, it was 88,000.
No,
Okay.
Yeah. But it was only 11 hours, which I feel like I would be like, I don't know, 48. I feel like you could go longer. But, he actually once held the record, but he lost the title in 2015. But there is a massive asterisk to this story. When he lost the title and when he first did it, they allowed 5-minute breaks every couple of hours. You could get back on the pogo stick and keep jumping just till you want the challenge to end. This one, thankfully, he did the right thing. He righted a horrific wrong because that did not belong in the hallowed book of Guinness World Records. This one, it had to be nonstop. And as he said, that means if he fell one time, they would start at zero, challenge over. These challenges, there are no breaks, okay? It is outrageous they let it in there in the first place. I'm glad he did the right thing, and I'm glad he raised money for charity, but I'm kind of mad at him for holding the record at all if he was taking breaks 10 years ago when he said it. Am I wrong here to
You're
be
not
this
wrong.
outraged?
You're
That's
not
ridiculous.
wrong. You're
That's
not wrong.
ridiculous.
Sorry, you're
As
not
someone
wrong.
who also holds a world record, you're allowed to be upset about that.
What world record?
I
Wait,
am
hold
upset.
on. Wait, the
I
record of
cannot
what?
imagine anyone has listened to Nickelback more than Jesse. I just
It's not
can't.
verified, but I think it's honorary.
An unofficial
for
world
certain.
record, the most number one Nickelback fan.
He
It was
worked with it playing. Like we recorded the podcast.
That's
with
so
it
good.
on in the room behind him.
That's so good.
Like every meeting, it was Nickelback playing. It was terrible. It was terrible for all of us.
How many albums did they have out? Because you're only
I was
listening
about
to a
ask
certain
that,
amount.
yeah. It's like 3 albums.
It was about
2?
8.
8?
It was about an 8 loop. And I'll say this,
Plus they're like they did movies
It-
and stuff, so there's like a bunch of like hidden tracks. Did you hear all those too?
Oh, I knew the whole catalog. I will say this: what's the production value got better? Listen, guys, what's the production value? And they hired like real producers and musicians to like be studio people.
Yeah.
They had some bangers.
Is there
Okay,
s-
I will say it.
Can you, like,
I will
point us
say
in
it.
some
Every once in a while, I'll be
directions? I'm looking it
driving.
up.
every once in a while I'll be driving and just kind of tune in the radio or like my old iPhone that I had for some reason. One day, like I did like an update to the OS and it downloaded a bunch of stuff that I had like purchased from iTunes a while ago. And the Nickelback catalog somehow re-downloaded and I started my car and it started playing. I'm telling you, later in the catalog, the first couple albums are rough. I mean, rough. But later you're like, yeah, you know, I wouldn't say this. I didn't like them, but I could see why some people did. I'll say that about Nickelback. That's as nice as I'm going to be.
Like they did The Punisher, they did the song for Spider-Man, they did Transformers theme song. Like they were hit makers, though. You know, they were. Yeah. What song was your surprising? So we can hear it like later on. What was song that you were like surprisingly like this is like a great song?
The thing is, like, I'd have to go back because I don't remember song titles because I was never paying attention to the song title. It was just I remember back, yeah.
PTSD after listening to it.
What do you have, Emily?
You know, if you guys went outside at all this summer, you probably noticed it was a little hot. And officially, as summer has now come to a close, this summer has earned the title of the hottest summer on record. It is official from the European Union Climate Change Service. They announced that this is the hottest summer that we've had since 2015. That was the last hottest summer. And their prediction is that next summer, going to be another really hot summer. And the summer after that, like, it's just, this record's going to keep breaking. It's not going to be like an anomaly kind of summer. And it's
all moved to Vancouver.
Well, that's my thing. Like, here's my question. Like, it's going to keep getting hotter. What do we do? Like, do we just, like, I have friends and, you know, that still live in Texas. They went 50 something days where every day was over 100 degrees.
Phoenix set the record of hottest city in recorded history with like something like 71 days.
It was like
115.
110 degrees, like for like 50 plus, days in a row. So it's just like, that's not habitable. So like, what are we going to do?
The same European Climate Union said that Phoenix was the first populated city that's uninhabitable without air conditioning.
Wow.
Like humans would die. So
man.
But it's just like, what? So
let's move to Phoenix.
I guess we all get air conditioning, or like I'm
Dubai
curious to see if people start migrating to other, like, it's been hot in Nashville, but I was telling people, like, this is the coldest summer I've ever had because it only got up to like the 90s. There were a few days that were like close to 100, but like it was only in the 90s. So for me, this is colder, but for everyone else here, they're like, well, this is so hot, I want to go somewhere colder. And it's like, are we just all going to keep moving up until we're in like the North Pole?
That's great.
I mean, it's called climate migration. I mean, that's climate refugees. That's happening around the world, not just for like, oh, I want it to be cooler, but like famine and floods and things happening that people are being displaced and they're having to relocate and uproot their family. So yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. All right. What do you have, Marty?
That made my stomach hurt. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
The world's going to end.
You want some popcorn to make you feel better?
I would love some. And I want to see this Nickelback that Jesse just threw up in the chat, Hate to Love trailer. All right. I love getting stuck with music news, and I love picking these articles. So, because I was actually talking about this yesterday. The AI Drake ghostwriter. So I don't know if you guys know this, but a couple weeks ago, someone made a song. It's completely AI with Drake and The Weeknd. It sounds exactly like them. It's called Heart on My Sleeve. It's a great song, actually, of all things. So at one point, the man who ran the Grammys was like, hey, this is actually eligible. Even though the artists aren't eligible to win the award, the writer is. So that caused a little controversy. They came back and they said, listen, that's not going to happen. We can't do that. The ghostwriter just released another song with 21 Savage and Travis Scott that I actually heard is pretty awesome. And so now there's a lot of arguments about what should be allowed to be Grammy nominated, what's not, in this new AI world, which is crazy. And I will say this, this Tuesday, went to my buddy Hutch's house, and Hutch is a huge sync artist, and we made a song, and I used my voice, put it in AI, and it made it into a girl rapper. So we made a song of a guy and a girl rapping back to back, and it worked out. You would never know it's me. It sounds like a girl from the Bronx who's like a stud, you know what I'm saying? Like a stud from the Bronx type thing, like a Young Ma situation. It sounds like that on the song, which it sounds great too. So, you know, as AI is starting to transform voices, like what's the line of appropriate, what's the line that's not appropriate? But to end the story, the man who runs the Grammys said, we're not going to take the song anymore. It's not eligible because the artist didn't actually make the song. But at one point, it did kind of slide through. So what are your guys' thoughts on AI music?
Yeah. We reported when it got submitted and accepted. And then it was like 2-3 days later that they said, oh, wait, never mind. We don't want to open that can of worms.
That's a big can. I mean, even with the Rihanna, there was, I don't know if you guys know, like Rihanna got sampled in a song and she never sang the song. They thought it was a leak because they've been waiting on an album. It's causing people. I mean, someone made, I think, 20 grand selling Frank Ocean songs, and they were all fake from AI.
I guess the question is the song, is a Grammy awarding just the merits of how good a song is by critical and popular standards? So it's like a blind taste test. If you put out all 5 songs that are nominated for Grammys, should it matter if some of them are written by AI, if they hold up to the critical and popular standards that the other songs do? Like, what is the Grammy actually awarding? Is it human artistry?
Human artistry, I would say.
Or is it great music?
Yeah,
I think it's human artistry.
Because you can detach them, you know?
I think it's human artistry, and I think it'll stay that way. I don't think the award shows will start awarding algorithms.
They can't.
You know what I mean? They're going to...
Yeah,
they shouldn't.
But what I'm saying, if it was blind, if it was like, here are songs, we're not going to tell you who wrote, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the radio is going to probably be where we see AI music creeping in. Is that, to your point, it's like, this is just a great song. Who cares who made it, who wrote it? We're just going to play it, you know?
I don't know if it even is a good song, because I just think that you have that Drake and The Weeknd. And so right now they're so hot that just hearing their voice, you're like, this is great. But technically, if I was to play that song for you guys would be like, all right, it's just another Drake song. It's not even a single. It's not even great. But the idea that it's
more novel.
It's more novel. You're right.
Fake. All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. For more of that, check out relevantmagazine.com every day. Okay, stay tuned. Up next, Beth Moore joins us.
In the dark, in the light, till the day that we gon' die. Ain't gon' be no switching sides. Ain't gon' be no I give it up if it's up all of my dead ass. Spit up and in the mud that I repent at. Live my best life, pushing my limits. Yeah, filling up my day full of my dead ass. Yeah, who wanna smoke? I'm trying to get it if I gotta go. Feel holy. How do I know? I'm about to get in cause I know the host. Feel holy. Back to the ropes, thinking these low blows by the boat low. Cause I know for sure that the bell gon' save me. Tucking my chin, I ain't worried about Hades. All them shots, they left me holy, but I'm still holy.
You're listening to Indie Tribe, No Big Deal, Tori Deshawn, Mowgli the Iceberg, and John Keith. The song is Still Holy. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth. Creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Where our guest today is Beth Moore. She's a speaker and author. I mean, you know her. Who earlier this year released her memoir, All My Knotted Up Life. We spoke with her about her story, from how she got started to how she's stuck around through all the good and difficult times. Here's part of our conversation with Beth Moore.
When I was thinking about this, I was curious about like the beginning of your journey. You were doing things that no one had really done before, especially for women in ministry. So what was it like at the beginning of that journey? Like, how did you take that first step?
Well, oh man, it was crazy. What I primarily did Emily, and you can tell, especially because, one of the very first things I did was teach aerobics at my church. Because why? Well, because the women, I had just got married. And so I come back to Houston because I've been in college. I come back to Houston, go back to church, and they're in, locally. This is the beginning of the aerobics craze. And they're like, Beth, you need to teach us a class, because I'd been in drill team. I don't know why they put drill team aerobics. It's got to be the same thing. Of course, it's not. We never high kicked one time, not one time in aerobics. But what I had surrendered to the Lord, what I had committed myself to is that, okay, whatever I do, what I will pursue, I didn't and haven't always done it well. Maybe I was unsuccessful entirely in that particular thing, but I thought, well, I'll do my best to do it to the glory of God. And so I told him, I said, well, okay, well, if I do, but I've made this commitment to the Lord. I said, I got to find a way to do it that is, very blatantly Jesus. And so this was the beginning of the Christian contemporary music craze. This was, Amy Grant. This was Michael W. Smith. This was Stephen Curtis Chapman. These were all these. So it was coinciding with this time period. And so I was like, well, I'll choreograph to that music and we'll just kind of make it like worship. We had a blast. And in the meantime, then I was starting to get asked, would I come? And in those days, it was about what we called Christian fitness. Emily, let me tell you something about being my age and looking back. It's absurd. It's absurd. There were times in the book I cried, that it was like, I just was like, poor woman, you were so ignorant. But there are other things that are so hilarious. And this part, just to think that I thought I was being taken seriously in my purple leg warmers is it's so delicious to me. I would not trade it for anything. I just wouldn't trade it for anything because it's so ridiculous. When I look back at the titles of some of my early messages. So when I was first being asked to speak, so what was I doing? I just Lord, open the door. And I'm still going to tell you, this is still what I would do. Open the door, and if I feel your leadership, I'll walk through it. So then I was asked to, speak at some things, and I spoke on fitness mainly at those points. And then I started doing more Christian motivational speaking. And then I got a call that a Sunday school class had opened up at church for young married women. Would I be willing to teach it? And it was that kind of thing. So it was just stepping into that next place, stepping into that next place, stepping into that next place. Now, at that time, I wasn't out in the public eye enough to know what was about to happen or that anything was particularly unusual. At that point, even though I'd never had a mentor that had ever been an aerobics teacher, my life was very much patterned after the women that had poured into my life until I began. I'm going to try to say where this would have all converged. When I began teaching a weekday Bible study, and that class talked me into doing some writing, a curriculum for them. And I was like, I don't know how to do it. Well, we think you can do it. Well, they pestered me, and I did do it, and would have had no idea what that would become, which is that ultimately Lifeway would pick those things up. So fast forward with me, Emily, and I just feel like I'm going into this long story because somebody needs to hear this. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, over the next couple of years, I am way out in the public eye, and I'm not trained enough to be. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't trained. I didn't have any clue that I would go under that kind of scrutiny. And suddenly I'm going then when the speaking engagements are getting bigger and bigger, the Bible studies have taken off, and suddenly I'm in rooms of thousands of people. I can't even describe the anxiety of it, because it was like, what on earth? And what do I do with this? And I'm still doing what the best I know how, which is go where the Lord opens that door. But this is what I would say to you. At this point, then I didn't have a mentor that had been out that far in those waters. Mm-hmm. And now I'm out where I've not got a pattern for it. And now I am just exposed. And so, oh my gosh, it has been very, very difficult. It has been a great adventure. But I'm going to tell you right now, Emily, and I mean it. I say these words before heaven. So heaven is my witness. One of the things that has kept me out there through all the controversy, through all the criticism, through getting on social media and just being like, whoa, what does trending mean? And I want to tell you, Emily, it never means anything good. It never means it.
Never.
You don't ever want to trend. You don't ever want to trend on Twitter. But what kept me over and over again, this, especially after October 2016, what kept me out there is you guys, Emily, you young women, because I kept thinking to myself, oh my gosh, right now, what I'd love to do is just go completely out of the public eye. I mean, not quit ministry. I'll never quit ministry because I'm in that with Jesus. That's already, it's too late. But what became my concern is that young women, that they were going to use me. I'm talking about that, not young women, but the culture was going to use me as a cautionary tale and make women think, whoa, I don't ever want that to happen to me. And those women are also going to look at their big sisters and go, I see, we can be bullied off. And so it was like, so in my mind, I thought about y'all every single day without even knowing your names. And some of them I would know their, and I would think about them. And I think, girl, you're getting on today and you're going to say something. I don't care if it's about cheese and enchiladas, but you're going to get on there and you are not going to let them bully you off. And so, Emily, you and your generation had so much to do with it. So I don't know whether to thank you or to spank you. But it was just, yeah, you guys meant a lot to me because it was like, oh, they got to see some people hang in there. They got to.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, we did. I mean, I remember talking with my friends about truly just like how grateful we were for you, that like, oh, just saying, like, I just remember thinking, like, I'm so glad that there are people like Beth Moore who are standing up, saying these things. Like, I wish more people would, like, you really were like just a hero of the faith for like so many of my friends. Just as we were talking, like, it's just something that I've always admired about you is your determination and your grit. And I guess I'm just curious, have you always been that way? Or is that something that you feel like you've kind of built up over the years?
Definitely built up over the years. There is a, for one thing, when you do, I'm going to say walk with Jesus, but I'm going to say pursue a walk with Jesus, because my walk has certainly been wobbly, and I certainly know what it is to fall in the ditch and have to get back up and to have tripped and fallen and have God just pick me back up again and set me on my feet again and brush off all the dust and all the dirt and all the mud. I've been through all the things, but there's also that growing of endurance, and it is grown, and it is very often, listen to me carefully, Emily, it is very deliberate. It is us very often choosing to, oh no, Jesus is worth this. He is worthy of this. I cannot think. Like, I'll tell you this: my belief system wouldn't have been worth it. I would say if somebody listened to me and understand what I'm saying and not what I'm not saying, Christianity as a way of thinking and a worldview would not have been worth it. The people that I served, I'm not sure at the end of the day, when all was said and done, would have necessarily been worth it, but Jesus is worth it. He is worth it. So for every time, and of course, serving others is as well. I'm just saying there are times when nothing else is enough. You're only in it because you love Jesus and he loves you, and the calling on your life is just, I mean, he grabs and holds tight. And so, but I do want to say that I have always been strong-willed. So Here's what I think about 2 Timothy chapter 3 when Paul is talking, because somebody's listening and going, yeah, this is why we call you a Jezebel. I call me what you want. Listen, at this point, I've been called everything. Somebody said not too long ago, my Jezebeline, I didn't even know that was a word. My Jezebeline, Bline, my Jezebeline ways. Now I'm teaching my Jezebeline ways to other young women. Call it what you want to. But I'm going to tell you that Paul talks in 2 Timothy chapter 3 about weak-willed women. And one of the things, I've said this over, I've got 2 granddaughters, and my daughters and I have talked multiple occasions. This is no age to raise up weak-willed women in. There's nothing more wonderful than a strong-willed woman a woman that is strong-willed about the will of God in her life. That kind of strong will is essential in this culture.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's such a good point. Like we need to be strong-willed about the will of God specifically.
Yes.
Having like that intentionality, I think is.
You better believe it and know what it is and know what the will of the Lord is. So, seek it. And then when you know it and when he's leading you, hold on for dear life and persevere, and don't quit because you made a mistake. Listen, I'm certain I've had as many failures as I've had successes, whatever any of that means. So you just listen, you just keep doing the thing till we see his face.
That was Beth Moore. If you want to see more of that conversation, head over to relevantmagazine.com. We posted more from that Q&A just today. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's our world record game. Don't miss it. You're listening to Blonde Shell. The song is Street Rat. Hey, that was my high school nickname. Okay. All right. It's time for... Jesse's like, okay, over the last 15 years, I've heard him say that.
He's had a lot of high school nicknames.
Still plays.
It works.
Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's Soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. All right. Okay. We were talking about Guinness World Records. We were talking about this is a record-setting summer of heat. This is the last game of the summer. By the next podcast, it'll officially be fall. So we wanted to go out with a record-setting game. It's called the Ultimate World Record. And what I'm going to do is give you guys multiple choices. I'm going to tell you a world record, and you're going to give me the correct answer. So I'm going to ask you about a world record. You're going to give me the correct answer. Here we go. All three of you are playing against each other. Okay, Jesse, you're up first. Here we go. What's the record for most births at a single time by a woman? Is it
at a
6?
single time?
Yeah, a single giving birth. Yeah. Most births, most things came out of her. Most babies came out of her. Is it 6, 8, 9, or 17? What's the world record?
Well, I remember the Octo Mom, and she seemed notable, but not that notable. So I'm going to go, I think it's got to be way more. I think it's got to be like 17.
It is not. It's 9.
Wow.
9 is the most births.
I didn't know
17
Octo Mom
births.
was
My
knocking on the
goodness.
door of, yeah.
It's like a puppy where
Could be
some
like
of the babies
size
don't
of little
make it.
hamsters.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know.
that's sad. Oh, that's sad. This got dark. All right, Marty, you're up. How long was the longest stand-up comedy show by an individual? Was it 24 hours and 8 minutes, 36 hours and 12 minutes, 40 hours and 8 minutes, or 48 hours and 16 minutes?
I'm going to say
Longest
40
stand-up
hours on
comedy
this
show.
one.
40 hours is correct.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
That
That's
is
right.
okay. I need to know. Like, yes, it was 40 hours long. Was it a good quality? Like,
I would say it's hard to get a good hour.
Yeah.
After an hour, it's
40 hours? That's a lot.
ooh, I don't have hopes. I don't have high hopes.
That's just filibuster right there. Anyway.
All right, Emily, how many lit candles can David Rush, the world record holder, fit in his mouth? How many lit candles can David Rush fit in his mouth? Is it 20, 75, 91, or 150?
I'm literally trying to think of
Full-size
like
table candles.
how
dinner
wide I
candles.
can open my mouth, how big a candle is. Okay. I'll go with 91.
150.
What?
150 lit
I
candles.
gotta see it. I
Yeah,
gotta see
need
it.
it. That is a picture
I'm
it
already,
didn't
I'm already
happen
on it.
situation.
I'm looking at the
Show.
guy right now with the pool balls in his mouth, to be honest with you. Remember from Ripley's? I'm
All
looking
right,
at that.
Jesse. Jesse, how long was the longest fingernail of all time? Over 2 feet long, over 5 feet long, over 6 feet long, or over 9 feet long? Longest fingernail.
See, here's the thing. I feel like if you get to 5 or 6 feet, you might as well go to 9. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely not 2. It's got to be longer. But why are you stopping at 5 or 6? Go all the way to 9. Because I remember though in the world. I got a lot of questions. I'm probably overthinking this, but I remember in the World Guinness Book of World Records, the cool one, not the one that looks like a yearbook,
Yeah.
but the
Right.
one that was like an almanac
Yeah.
Right.
that, was just loaded with weird black and white pictures. I remember as a kid, because we had those, for
The
some
long
reason, every
curly
home in America had them. There were long curly ones, and the
Yeah.
guy would keep
Yeah.
them like a velvet
He's like
bag.
Middle Eastern, right?
But the
It only
thing
happens
is,
over there. It doesn't happen in
Yeah.
America. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
they're only going for that record in some parts of it. But anyway, he keeps them like a velvet bag, like this glove
Yeah,
thing.
he did.
And he only unveiled them, I'm assuming, when Guinness was in town to update the
Pulls them
book.
out. Like a
It was
sword.
like picture day at school. Yeah. But they weren't much longer than 2 feet. But the thing is, like, I don't think there's a way to uncurl them. But if they were uncurled, I think it would be, it's like my earphone cord. Like, I could stretch it out to 9 feet, but if I'm just holding it, it's like 2. I'm out overthinking it. I'm going to go right in the middle. I was thinking 9. I'm going to go 4 feet.
6 feet long.
It was like it's like a
Over 6
cinnamon
feet
roll.
long.
His thumb's like a cinnamon roll. It's disgusting. Just
It's
a
just-
circular
yeah.
nail. It's just,
You literally have to have people do stuff for you. You cannot do
You
anything by
alter your
yourself.
whole life. You alter your
You
whole
just
life
sit
to have
there.
just a random, yeah.
All right, Marty.
Yeah.
How many dice can a cat balance on its paw? World record. A dice cat balance on its paw. 3, 6, 9, or 10?
let's go for 6. Let's do 6.
Answer is 10.
Wow,
That's
that's
world record.
incredible.
Can I be
10
honest,
dice.
I'm not that
That's some
impressed.
cat.
I'm not that impressed. Like, you give me 10 dice, I could probably do it on my
It's like a little
give me
cat
an
paw.
afternoon.
Yeah, that's, I mean, how
That's
big
like-
is
give me
this
an
cat? That's
afternoon.
It's like
Give me an afternoon.
Jesse really got the best question on that one. That just visually, I'm still
Give me-
thinking about the guy with the fingernail who,
Give me an afternoon and give me 12 dice, okay? And I will stack them on one finger. I guarantee you, in an afternoon, I could stack 12 dice
you
on my
could.
finger for a minute.
but you're not a
about a
cat.
cat?
It's a cat.
Yeah, that's the
He can
least
do it while
impressive
listening
thing
to
a cat
Nickelback.
can do. I've seen a cat go from ground level to over like an 8-foot fence in 1 pounce. Cats can climb vertical walls.
But they can't
Who
hold
cares about how many?
things.
They don't have thumbs, Jesse.
Like I said,
They
it's
don't
not
have thumbs.
impressive. It's not impressive at all. I could do way more than 10
Jesse,
dice.
they don't have thumbs.
All right, Emily. Emily, what is the furthest distance to squirt milk from an eye socket?
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
not.
Is it 1 feet 4 inches, 4 feet 8 inches, 7 feet 11 inches, or 9 feet 2 inches? Furthest distance to squirt milk from an eye socket.
My goodness, I have a million questions for this person who figured out how to do this. I'll go with the second one.
4 feet 8 inches.
Yeah.
No, it's 9 feet 2
Yeah,
inches.
I would say definitely 9.
Jesse, you say that as
Definitely
if
not.
you've tried it.
I'm surprised not longer, to be honest, because I've seen some videos of like, and I don't know where, but I know I have a recollection of seeing milk shoot out of an eye, and it was like a super soaker. I was like, wow, that is some power out of that.
Why do they choose milk? Why can't they do like Coca-Cola?
Because I think you see the white milk pretty clearly, and I think Coca-Cola, I think carbonated beverages would burn the tear duct on the way out. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jesse, how heavy? What's the score update, Emily?
Marty's the only one that has a 1 point.
We're all losing somehow.
All right. Jesse, how heavy was the train that Ismail Rivas Falcon pulled with his beard? Was the train 269 pounds, 869 pounds, 6,069 pounds, or 10,469 pounds?
Again, I don't have a ton of information. Like, did he get a running start? Was he downhill at all?
Beard.
But what I'm
Tied it around.
I'm going the highest number possible.
10,460. No, it was 6,069 pounds. It's always one less than
You're thinking too high. Like, you have such high hopes for these people, Jesse.
I don't know. I watched World's Strongest Man, and it doesn't honestly really matter if they're using their fingers or they're using hairs. It's leg power. This isn't a measurement of beard strength.
I don't know.
It's how powerful the guy's legs were.
I don't have a beard, but I can't imagine that that's like easy to pull thing.
It's just like attaching it to anything on your body. This is about quads. This is about how much he was squatting. Like, this beard was irrelevant.
Why does it also feel like that guy was from India as well? Like, he knew the guy with the fingernails. Like, this is just something
that's his uncle.
Centralized. Like, they're all trying to break records there.
Yeah. Marty, what is the world record for the highest jump on a pogo stick? Is it 5 feet, 8 feet, 11 feet, or 16 feet?
Let's do 16 feet. Let's go all the way up.
11 feet is the world record.
Jesse, your reaction to that makes me think that you're going to try this later and be like, I'm going to beat this record.
Because I went down a pogo stick rabbit hole one time because I think I saw like these like Beetlejuice stunt performers at Universal, like hopping around on them or whatever. And they're like the big silver hydraulic ones. The cats are doing flips on those. You're telling me they can't jump over more than I don't know. I got questions. That's all.
Jesse, have you ever tried walking on stilts? I just see I could see you trying that.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. It's very
Jesse used to be
scary.
one of the Transformers at Universal Studios. The guys with the he was Bumblebee.
All right. Emily, how large was the largest hula hoop spun by a female? Was it 3 feet, 5 feet, 12 feet, or 17 feet in diameter?
I feel like it would be helpful if I knew what the normal hula hoop was, but
I'd say like 3 feet.
Okay, the third one. I think it's the third one.
No, it's 17 feet.
Wow,
17 feet. That's a pretty wide hula hoop.
You got to be in like an open field.
Jesse, how many layers were in the largest sandwich ever made?
Ooh, good one.
12, 28, 40, or 60?
Again, I'm assuming what constitutes a layer is like bread. It's meat, cheese, bread, meat, cheese, bread, meat, cheese, bread. I assume.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, because it can't just be a bunch of burger patties. You got to have something to make it a layer, or else it's just big meat.
Sure.
Right.
I'm gonna go 40.
60. Wow. It was the highest on that one.
You should have gone another one.
Again, I feel like anyone motivated, like I feel like if I got a bunch of loaves of bread, real talk, I'm breaking that today.
Yeah.
Give me some peanut butter and jelly. And just let me stack up 61 pieces of bread.
I can't wait for you to break every single one of these records.
New world record. World's largest turkey sandwich. Look, it's 61 pieces of bread.
While he's growing out his fingernails.
Stop the presses.
Marty, the deadliest lake in the world, the record for the deadliest lake in the world is Lake Nyos. I don't know where that is. How many people died at Lake Nyos? Is it 128 people, 560 people, 891 people, or 1,746 people?
The biggest number for sure.
That is correct.
I know that. I know people are dying.
Record.
If you're gonna die, make it a big deal. People are dying. It's like a whole thing.
Well,
Emily, how many people formed the largest underwater human pyramid? 6, 19, 33, or 62?
62.
62 people formed the largest
on the
underwater
board.
human pyramid. Is that what impressed you, Jesse? Because that takes a lot of coordination.
Did you do that?
Again, it has to be like if I saw it, I think I'd be like, okay, cool. There's like 5,000 people in a pyramid
62
underwater.
people
Wow,
doing a pyramid. That's a lot underwater.
Again, give me something. At least the fingernails took years. That
You're
person
dedicated.
had to alter. They can't even shower like a normal person. Those 62 people are going back to their normal lives, right? The guy who made the sandwich, or the woman who made the sandwich, it didn't alter their life fingernails I got respect for because it was a lifelong
One
commitment.
broke
You got to
along the
walk
way.
around in that little Crown Royal bag for the rest of every day.
It's a Crown Royal. It started with
Every
the Crown
day.
Royal, and he just kept extending that Crown Royal. You're right,
Yeah,
Jesse.
exactly. That is a lifetime dedication. The 62. Someone could be like, "Hey, man, I'm setting a new world record. We're getting in this big pool. You want to be one of the 62? All right. What do I got to do? I just get underwater, man. We're just stacking." It's like, all right, you got to hold your breath for like, I don't know, 30 seconds. It doesn't take very long, and then we're done, and you get in the book. Well, I get in the book next to Fingernail Guy, and that guy has been at it for like 45 years, and he can't even drive. Yeah. He can't even hold his child because he wants this so bad.
All right. Last round.
I'm doing it because I bought 4 loaves of bread.
All right, last round. We're 3 points each, so it's anyone's game. What's the score, Emily?
Jesse 0. I have 1. Marty has 2.
There it is. Okay, anybody's game. Jesse, what is the world record for the most spoons balanced on a human face? 10 spoons, 17 spoons, 31 spoons, or 85 spoons?
31 spoons.
85 spoons!
It's a big face.
Okay.
A lot of spoons.
That is a big face.
All right, Marty, you collect Beanie Babies. What's the world record for the largest collection of rubber ducks? 563 rubber ducks, 1,239, 2,583, or 5,631.
It's got to be the 5,000. I could do 5,000.
It is.
I know it has to be.
It is.
Has to be.
All right, well, you won. Emily, just for kicks and giggles, what's the world record for the fastest time to eat a bowl of pasta? Bowl of pasta. Is it 17 seconds, 36, 46, or 56 seconds? Fastest time to eat a bowl of pasta.
This is so hard because, like,
How big is a pasta?
I'm a really slow eater, so I would not win this record. I'll go 17. I think someone could do it.
17 seconds is correct. All right, there you go.
Good.
That'll do it for the ultimate world record. All right, record-setting summer, record-setting game. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Beth Moore for joining us. Check out her memoir, All My Knotted Up Life. It's out. It's been out for a while. You can check out more of the conversation we had with her at relevantmagazine.com. And we also had a magazine feature with her in our last issue, our spring issue. You can find it by clicking the magazine tab right there at relevantmagazine.com. Speaking of which, it's the last week of our summer issue. So go check that out. Great cover story with Lauren Daigle, a ton of other great content. You don't want to miss it before we debut our fall issue. While you're at the site, also check out all the information about Relevant Plus. It's the best way to experience our content. It's ad-free, unlimited reading and listening. There's exclusive subscriber stuff, and plans start as low as $250 a month. You can find out everything at the site. Hey, if you like the show, tell people. Wherever you listen, leave a review, rate it if you have good things to say. If you don't like it, don't do that. Don't hurt us. But if you like it, tell people about it. It helps the algorithm. It helps people discover the show. We've been doing this a long time, but things always are changing, and it's great to have a new little surge. So if you don't mind, go leave a review and rate it wherever you listen. We love seeing the feedback. All right. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Emily Brown.
I'm Marty.
We will see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Fingernails I got respect for.
Relevant Podcast Network.